Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good, they're usually under the radar, not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another introduction slash review for you, and this is the House of Rochas. House of Rochas is a Parisian designer brand from Paris, from France. They are one of the most famous houses in terms of perfumes, and they have been around for more than 100 years in terms of fashion, in terms of clothing, but in terms of perfumes they've been around I think 80 years or so, since the Second World War. So this one in particular is one of their first releases, and this one is called Rochas Femme or Femme. Is EDP 100 ml. It came out in 1944. So basically during the Second World War, when Paris and France was under Germany's occupation, this bad boy was created. And the creator for this beautiful perfume is a very famous perfumer. Is one of those anyway, very famous perfumer, which is one of those very recognizable names, which is Edmond. His surname is a bit difficult to pronounce, sorry about that. So is Edmond Roudnitska. Edmond Roudnitska. He was basically very famous at his own in his days, and he created very famous perfumes. Although you have to remember, back then perfumes were still very exclusive club. Okay, they weren't for everybody. It was for the rich and the powerful and people who had money. So still not like today. Today is everybody can buy perfume. Those days still was quite an exclusive club. So this one came out in 1944. So basically this one is about over 80 years old. Although this rendition, this formulation in front of me is a recent one. My wife loved this perfume. She had few bottles during the years, at least, I don't know, 3-4 bottles, and each time we bought it, we didn't feel that much difference in terms of formulation. Obviously if you get which is very hard to find these days, the original formulation, people telling me, people who know the original formulation, they tell me that one was much more complex, deeper, denser, more animalic, and things in that vein. But what we have in front of us is today's version, which I'm very happy to say it's still superbly gorgeous. Although it doesn't have that big animalicness anymore, it still retains some animalicness, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have that huge animalicness. Don't forget, in early 20th century and mid 20th century, animalicness was the way to go. Okay, so majority of perfumes had big animalic components in them, and that was the trend at the time. Although if you go back in history, even earlier, animals were always in perfumery, like musk, for example, like ambergris, like for example, like civet, and all these things were big in perfumery, even if you go over 100 years, over 200 years. So animalic components of perfumes were been around for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. So this beauty came out in 1944. This rendition in front of me we bought it a few years ago. I can't remember exactly, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She has 1 or 2 backup bottle of this perfume because she loves it so much. This one is 100 ml EDP. There is an EDT version as well, which again, to our nose, there's not much difference between them. Maybe EDP is a little bit denser and thicker, yes, okay. So if you go and buy any bottles of this beauty today, which could cost you around £40, maybe a little bit less in United Kingdom, in other places, if you're interested, do your research, see how much it is and how much it goes for that price. This is a masterpiece, at least for my nose, my age, my taste, and my wife's age and taste. This is one of the most beautiful, iconic perfumes you can ever smell, and it's a shame it doesn't get that much mention in the fragrance community. Obviously, people who know perfumes, they know their perfumes, they know this, but these days, with so many perfumes out there, masterpieces like this, they get lost. So that's why I come in to bring you these perfumes, to remind you of these amazing creations, to not be forgotten. You can take this information and act on it or not act on it. Whatever you do with it, it's your decision. Okay, let's go. So in terms of presentation, beautiful classical bottle. Look at this gorgeous bottle, very attractive, classic, quite on the simple side, but to my eye and my wife's eye, beautiful. Absolutely. This cap is a 2013 version cap. I'm not sure if this cap belongs to this bottle, because my wife has few of them, so maybe she mixed them up, so it doesn't matter. The today's cap is a flat one instead of this rectangular ones which you can see in front of you. As I said, you can find it under £40, give or take. For that price, this is an absolute must have in anybody's collection, men or women, because don't forget, back then they made them so rugged that even men can easily wear it. At the moment, I can wear it no problem. I wore it for the last 2 days and it was mesmerizingly beautiful. So to my nose, it is unisex. Yes, it is targeted for female, for it's a woman's targeted perfume, but forget about it. This perfume is absolutely unisex to my nose. So who can wear it? This is definitely on the mature side. So this is, I would say, 30 years and older to be in the safe side, because it's complex, it's deep, it's dense, it's thick, it's a little bit animalic, it's spicy, it's very layered, and is multifaceted, and all these things making it on a mature side. I think a mature noses will appreciate this much better than a youngster. In terms of gender, as I said, it's targeted for ladies, yes, but to my nose, it's completely unisex. Anybody can wear it, men and women, no problem. And in terms of occasion, this is a beauty in a bottle. So it's good for going out, evening, special occasion, close encounter, special ceremonies, formal occasion, dating and things like that. Is very, very attractive and beautiful. And in terms of season, this is better suited for cooler weather, but because it's got some freshness to it, you can use it all year round. Unless it's a very, very high heat in summer, it could be cloying. So let's get to this perfume. The perfume itself, this is a fruity floral chypre. So back then, again, in earlier 20th century and mid 20th century, chypre was the way to go with perfumery. And what a perfumery it was, what an era it was. Almost any perfume in that era I'm in love with. So I love that era of perfumery. I love their boldness. I love their basically the vision of perfumes were something that today is not trendy anymore, obviously, but for me, for my wife, we both think this is one of the most iconic, beautiful perfume ever made. So we both give it 10 out of 10 from beginning to end. For us, this is a masterpiece. And but in the same time, this is not for everybody, because when it opens up with an overripe fruit. So it is like almost stinky fruit, almost it's gone bad. The fruits are plum, peach, pear. There are many fruits in here, but the main thing you take from it is like, wow, this is very overripe fruit, or actually is going to get off, and the fruits are going off a bit, and that giving it a very distinctive smell. The smell of this fragrance is not today's fruitiness, okay? Today's fruitiness is all about happy, bubblegummy, blah blah blah. This is about the depth and density and thickness and warmth of the fruit. So let me read you the ingredients and we take it from there. So the ingredients are many of them, but I tell you exactly what I smell, at least on my skin. So start up with plum, peach, cinnamon, apricot, Brazilian rosewood, bergamot and lemon. In the mid we have clove, carnation, ylang-ylang, rose, rosemary, iris and jasmine. In the base we have oakmoss, leather, benzoin, amber, patchouli, musk and vanilla. Yes, everything in here is there to some extent, but obviously some of them are bigger, some of them smaller. And also don't forget, in different skins, different noses, different environment, different climate, you will feel different notes on your skin, and which one is jump more, jump less, and all these things. And also skin chemistry making it quite a little bit different. But for me, when it opens up with huge fruitiness, and giving it a hint of tropicalness, but the tropicalness in here is not a fresh tropicalness, it's a dense tropicalness. Okay, so the plum by far is the biggest player in the beginning, and the plum in here is overripe and is heavy and dense and thick. So almost is fermented fruit, almost gives in it that boozy feel. It's like the fruit is gone so overripe, now it's going to get boozy and over, fermented with some sort of like a wine or something. Okay, the plum, peach and apricot, and also bergamot and lemon here, giving it that fruity aspect in the beginning, but as I said, is a dense, thick, heavy, overripe, and almost to the wine and things like that. It becomes like a jam. Okay, it's like a jammy feel to it. The cinnamon is, and the clove in here, they're giving that big spiciness in here, especially the clove. The clove is massive, so you need to like your clove to enjoy this. The clove giving it that warmth, the beautiful warm blanket around this perfume, and it's gorgeous, and it doesn't go away. It stays there for a huge amount of time. By the way, the longevity on this one is still superbly good. On my skin it goes easily over 8 hours, on t-shirts and materials goes easily over 10 hours, so still very strong perfume, although it's been reformulated few times. But the company done a very good job to retain majority of the character of this perfume in here. They didn't lose that much of their original character, plus they done a good job of making it still very strong, which we have to give them the prop for that. So the florals in the mid are dominant. Yes, the carnation giving it that hint of greenness as well. It's and also a little bit of powderiness. Yeah, powdery, it's dusty, it's a little bit dirty. And Ylang-Ylang and the rose and the iris and the jasmine plus the carnation and giving it a huge floral body, which is mainly, that's why they call it female, because of huge floral body in here. But again, for my nose, this is completely unisex, because the florals are secondary to everything else in here, which is the fruits, the spices, the woods, the leather, the oakmoss, the patchouli, the vanilla, the benzoin. Everything else is much bigger than the florals. The florals are secondary to my nose, although they are very strong and big, but they are not as strong as the other players. The vanilla in here is a smooth vanilla, so it's a classical vanilla. It doesn't give it that much sweetness. The overall, this perfume from 0 to 10, the sweetest is around 6, so it is on the moderate side of sweetness. And also the majority of the sweetness is coming from the fruits rather than the vanilla. Vanilla in here is a classical vanilla, which makes it smooth rather than giving it that big sweet body. The amber in here is deep and dense and thick and resinous amber, so you need to like this kind of amber to enjoy it. It's very heavy amber. The oakmoss is giving a hint of that green earthiness as well. The leather is very is very apparent, but again, it's a classical leather rather than modern leather, which is very, very big in your face. No, this is in the background and is very smooth and is very understated leather rather than a huge leather. Patchouli giving it that depth and complexity, which giving it a hint of that chocolatiness as well. The musk in here giving it a hint of muskiness overall from the beginning to end, but the musk in here is clean. The dirtiness and the animalicness of this fragrance is coming from that cumin, which is funny, you know, because you think the leather maybe or the musk maybe is in here is animalic. No, it's the cumin which giving it that hint of that animalicness. The animalicness in this perfume is not huge, okay? It's not a big animalic component. It's on the moderate side of animalicness. To me, my wife is quite on the moderate side, but some people, if you're sensitive to animalic component, it might be a big component for you. So beautiful perfume overall, absolutely gorgeous. I adore this perfume. My wife adores it. She went through so many bottles of this perfume. She's still got many bottles of this perfume for a good reason, because this is one of the best beautiful perfume out there you can buy today. No doubt about it. Highly recommend it. It's just absolute masterpiece. It's a gorgeous fragrance, but with a huge but, and that is not for everybody. So warm, spicy, basically clove and cinnamon are huge in here. Fruities, yeah, as I said, overripe fruit, almost fermented, almost boozy fruit, and sweetness on the moderate side, too little bit more than moderate, but it's not a too sweet fragrance. It doesn't give you a headache, it doesn't give you none of those runaway sweetness. It is very tamed sweetness in here. It's very grounded. Woody aspect, yes, it's quite woody in the base, but the woods are very clean, which is a combination of cedar sandalwood to my nose, and also the vetiver giving a hint of greenness in the base, plus that patchouli giving it a little bit of leafy-ness as well. The amber is dense and thick and resinous and spicy and sweet and heavy amber in here, so you need to like this kind of amber. Muskiness giving it a little bit of greenness and earthiness in here. It's quite earthy, it's quite powdery, it's a little bit dustiness, it's a little bit camphorous, it's a little bit on the balsamic side as well, and the leather in here is quite smooth and soft leather rather than a rugged leather. And cinnamon and the cumin are by far the biggest player in terms of spices. So if you like this kind of fragrances that I described, this is a no-brainer to me. Absolute gorgeousness. This is a must-have in anybody's whoever is a serious collector in terms of perfumes. This is one of the most iconic perfumes you can have in your perfume collection. So for that, I absolutely adore it. My wife adores it. I highly recommend it. Beautiful fragrance from the beginning to the end. Absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot praise it enough. Thank you very much as always for watching. If you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable, or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. This way help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring you iconic perfumes like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they are hidden gems. This beauty is still hidden gem after 80 years. Beautiful perfume. If you are interested in purchasing one of my own perfumes, I'm a perfumer myself. I make my own line of perfumes. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker. They are true handmade perfumes just for you lucky people in the United Kingdom. I put more than 60% pure perfume oils in my perfumes, which is unheard of, and that makes them huge, bold, big, artistic, unique, very long lasting. And also they are very artistic and unique. They are like time capsule. They take you different places, different time, and they are super beautiful, if I say myself. Thank you very much as always for watching. Thank you very much for your love and support, and I'll see you later. Bye.